A reported WWE release has been denied, Becky Lynch shoots on fans, and Becky Hogan, WWE star teases released AEW stars joining WWE, and more. I'm Luke Owen and this is the WrestleTalk News.
Support WrestleTalk!
Last Friday, it was reported that WWE had released the following talent from their contracts: Braun Strowman, Shayna Baszler, Dakota Kai, Kaden Carter, Katana Chance, Cora Jade, Gigi Dolan, Joe Coffey, Mark Coffey, Wolfgang, Riley Osborne, Oro Mensah, Jakara Jackson, Javier Barnell, Eddie Thorpe, and Danny Palmer, while it was also reported that Shotzi's contract would not be renewed. This is always difficult news to cover, as no one likes to see anyone lose their job, but there's this weird portion of the wrestling fan base that likes to, I guess, fantasy book releases. When we've done live streams in the past covering WWE releases, there are a few people who always pop up and claim that someone else has been released when they actually haven't. Sean Ross Sapp even called this behavior out on his most recent live stream covering these releases. And in an age where misinformation can spread so quickly, it was even claimed last week that WWE had got rid of Alberto Del Rio from AAA, but he's actually still there and might even have signed a new deal. There was a name that was reported as released from WWE, but actually wasn't. A website called Wrestling World posted the article "Shinsuke Nakamura departs WWE after 9-year tenure." The article claims rumors suggested WWE did not have upcoming creative plans with him and that he was not part of WrestleMania 41. WWE denied rumors of letting him go initially, but announced he got released on the 3rd of May in the year 2025. Nakamura is still listed on WWE.com, and no other reputable sites have confirmed this news. And well, they don't really need to confirm this news because there was no WWE announcement that Nakamura was released. But as the old saying goes, a lie gets halfway across the world before the truth has even got its trousers on. And before long, Nakamura has been released by WWE spread across places like Twitter like it was the truth. To the point where a Fightful Select subscriber asked Sean Ross Sapp if the rumors were true, to which he replied, "If it is, nobody in WWE has heard it." The outlet that posted that reads like AI writing garbage. I haven't heard anything like that so far. Always be careful where you get your news from. AI written garbage. Look, Sean, I'm sure it's not that bad. Let's have a look at what they wrote. WWE followers cannot overlook the incredible impact that he has been made by him on the company. All of his entrances match the emphasis on brutality with masterful storytelling so that the audience all across the globe watched in awe. Along with his achievements, he brought with him elements that were authentic and different, and that made him one of the main draws across the world where he performed. Wrestling enthusiasts are eagerly looking forward to see the world of wrestling as Shinsuke Nakamura begins his next professional chapter. Regardless of what the future may hold, Nakamura will forever be remembered as both a trendsetter and an entertainment icon. WWE Universe bids farewell to the real professional wrestler artist who gave treasured memory moments during his almost decade-long WWE stint. Oh yeah, no, that does not read like a human actually wrote that. Which brings us to the curious case of Riley Osborne. Osborne was part of those Friday cuts from WWE, who also announced via Instagram that he underwent surgery in March, making him the second person in 2025 released by WWE while on the injured list. In talking about Riley Osborne, Dave Meltzer on Wrestling Observer Radio said that Osborne was released for non-wrestling related things, and his co-host Brian Alvarez claimed it was because Osborne refused to work the Evolve tapings. And now Osborne has replied. He posted, "I worked the first set of Evolve tapings the day after my wife was released. When I was told by head coach on a phone call that night I can have it off tomorrow if I need time with my wife as we had to pull out of the house we were like 2 weeks from closing on, all I had to do was tell him, yeah, I'd like just a day to be with her. I was the first person in that building the next day and was commended on my professionalism. I will not have my work ethic questioned when I was busting my ass off in rehab to return, which I knew the return would have been on Evolve. Not everything you read online is true." Dave Meltzer's comment about some NXT talent being released as WWE felt they weren't training hard enough was also called out by Gigi Dolan and Cora Jade. In speaking about Meltzer's comment, Sean Ross Sapp noted on Fightful Select, NXT cuts often come down to that, or the company not seeing upward trajectory for the talent. Whether any of these talents fell into that category, I do not know. Meltzer is often the topic of discussion amongst internet fans. His track record is often spotty at best, and despite The Rock confirming all of his reports about him, John Cena, and Cody Rhodes at WrestleMania 41 to be correct, that's now 3 former WWE stars who have called him out on his recent reports and claims. Someone else who's talked about a lot on social media and not in a positive light is Becky Lynch, who has been branded Becky Hogan by a certain section of the online wrestling fanbase who feel that she never puts anyone over and overshadows younger talent. And now Lynch herself has called out this Becky Hogan rhetoric on WWE's post-Raw podcast, saying, "I wear the scars of what I've done on my body, and these people go around and compare me to the scummiest person on earth. After everything I've done for them, I'm the bad guy. I broke through glass ceilings. I changed the game." Becky makes a strong argument that fans call for her to move aside for younger talent despite only being 38, while her husband Seth Rollins, who is the same age, doesn't get the same calls. And neither does CM Punk, who is 6 years older. And as someone who is currently 39, I would like to inform you in the comments that 38 is not old. Right?
I was very tempted to be
Lynch also had a bit of fun at the expense of her former Four Horsewomen stablemate Mercedes Moné, who recently unveiled her new tech subscription service to communicate with fans, saying, "This isn't show friends, this is show business." Bayley is so confused about this. She's probably paying $100 a month to her best friend to text her. For those of you who are unaware, Moné's subscription service is $99.99 a month to communicate with her directly, and while I may not be as big of a star as Mercedes Moné, I've certainly never been in a Star War, my cameo is a lot more affordable. A link to that may or may not be in the description of this video. But onto the real, actual Hulk Hogan now, and what's your favourite Hoganism? Is it that time that he claimed the George Foreman grill was actually supposed to be for him, but he turned it down? Is it that he was once going to be the bassist for Metallica? Or how about his most recent claim that he was the first person to wrestle Brock Lesnar after he left the UFC? Or is it the one from that same video where he put over his friendship with Benjamin Shelton? Yes, you heard that correct. Benjamin Shelton. I wonder what Shelton Benjamin might have to say about that. Posting to Twitter, Shelton Benjamin said, "Message to Hulk Hogan, you lost me forever with your don't get caught," or as you would call it, apology speech. So rather than screw up my name and pretend we ever had any sort of camaraderie, which we never had, please do me a favor and, using Will Smith from the Oscars gif, suggest that he keep his name from his mouth. The apology speech that Benjamin is referring to is the one that Hogan reportedly gave to the WWE locker room when he was brought back to the company following a video of him using racist slurs was leaked online. Several reports from the time said that Hogan didn't actually apologize for his actions and instead warned talent to watch what they say in case it gets recorded and also gets leaked online. The New Day have said that they did not want to associate themselves with Hogan. Titus O'Neil said that he believed that Hogan wasn't actually remorseful in his comments, and Mark Henry called him out for not making an attempt to actually fix his issues. And now Shelton Benjamin's Hurt Syndicate partner MVP has also called Hogan out, posting to Twitter to call the Hulkster a pathological lying piece of human excrement. Sticking with AEW stars for a moment, and it's not just WWE that released talent over the past weekend, as it was revealed that AEW parted ways with EJ Nduka on Friday, and it was reported on Monday they'd also come to terms with the releases of Dutch and Vincent of The Righteous. PW Insider are now reporting that The Righteous requested their releases from All Elite Wrestling, which were granted. The split is said to be an amicable one, and there's always the chance that the pair could return to AEW or Ring of Honor in the future as freelance talent. But not if they sign with WWE first. The past couple of years have seen the likes of Cody Rhodes, Lexis King, Shawn Spears, Jade Cargill, Ricky Saints, Penta, Rey Fenix, Rusev, and Aleister Black all make the jump from AEW to WWE, and Karrion Kross is teasing that Dutch and Vincent could be next in line. Posting to Twitter, Kross released a video where he did the finger-clicking motion of Vincent before ending with his TikTok catchphrase. Kross lost the tag team element of his Final Testament faction when AOP were released earlier this year, so could he have found his replacements in The Righteous? Or, more likely, this is Karrion Kross using social media to continue to make a name for himself and put over Vincent and Dutch to the higher-ups in WWE. Vincent himself replied to Kross's video with a fingers crossed emoji. I have since been informed by people who are younger than me that this is not actually a fingers crossed emoji and is more a finger heart emoji. This in the same video where I said that being 39 is not that old. Would you like to see The Righteous join Karrion Kross in WWE? Let me know in the comments down below. And it's Backlash this coming Saturday, and Ollie Davis and myself will be giving our predictions for the show in tomorrow's edition of the WrestleTalk podcast. The show will see the usual 5-match PLE card for the Triple H era as John Cena defends the WWE Championship against Randy Orton, Becky Lynch challenges Lyra Valkyria for the Women's Intercontinental Championship, Dominic Mysterio defends his men's IC title against Penta, Jacob Fatu defends his men's United States Championship against LA Knight, Drew McIntyre and Damian Priest, while Gunther takes on Pat McAfee. The 5-match format, which Triple H used to much acclaim in his NXT TakeOver days, has come under some scrutiny from fans in the main roster era as they feel it's not enough actual matches. However, Sean Ross Sapp has noted on Fightful that WWE talent that he's spoken to are not upset about the shorter match cards, even though they could make more money with bigger cards. And speaking of booking shows and keeping talents happy, myself and Ollie Davis continue to Monday Night War, to wage a Monday Night War if you will, on WWE 2K25's My GM mode. Go check out the most recent episode by clicking the video on screen right now.